Welcome back to this special edition of Today as we cover the aftermath of Monday's bombings at the Boston Marathon. Natalie's back with more on why this event means so much to this city.
That's right, Savannah. For many participants, completing the race is a lifelong dream. It is known for its challenging hills and its enthusiastic crowds, but this year it became the perfect target for terror.
Who could have predicted a race that began with the traditional starting gun would end with a pair of explosions? A citywide celebration transformed in an instant by an act of terrorism.
Everybody was excited, taking pictures, and then next thing you know, it was just utter chaos. We were terrified, and the only thing we could think of, is there another bomb?
It's literally the best day of the year in the city, and everybody is just absolutely stunned.
The marathon is beloved in Boston. It is held on Patriots' Day, a statewide holiday to mark the shot heard round the world at the battles of Lexington and Concord. Each year, Revolutionary War reenactors take the field. And so do the Red Sox.
Red Sox win! A walk-off on Patriots' Day!
Who play an early game so that fans can catch some of the marathon. It is now the longest-running annual marathon. This year, the 117th annual. The event has overcome hurdles, finally allowing women to run with the men in 1972, and now letting disabled athletes compete. Over the years, many marathon runners have drawn inspiration from Dick and Rick Hoyt, the father and son who have completed the race more than 30 times. A statue of the pair was unveiled in the days leading up to the race.
And we have heard from the Hoyts on their Facebook page. They say everyone on their team is okay. They say, though, to please let us pray for all the victims and their families. Savannah.
All right, Natalie, thank you. Mike Lupica is an author, radio host, and sports columnist for the New York Daily News. Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah.
It strikes me this is really hitting the heart of Boston in so many ways, not just the geography, the center of the city, but the soul and spirit of the city.
Anybody who has ever attended this race, anybody who's ever spent time in Boston, and I went to college there, my two sons have gone through school there, I've got a son at Boston College now, this becomes personal for them because unless you've ever attended, it's impossible to describe. This is the best day of the year. Maybe when a sports team wins a championship, it feels better. This is a celebration, you think, on this day, of everything that's good in the world. All you see are happy people, tired happy people at the end of the race. But all you hear from Hopkinton on are cheers. And the sight yesterday of people running away from the finish line at the Boston Marathon, like we saw people running away from downtown Manhattan, is one of the most chilling and sad things I've ever seen.
And you've covered it many, many times. The streets obviously loaded with spectators. In so many ways, the perfect target for terror.
It's an open target. And even though the winners had come through long enough, somebody's waiting for somebody at the finish line. Some family member is waiting for a wife or a daughter or a son. My son's roommate's sister was running in the race. She got to the 23-mile mark. And a lot of these kids carry cell phones now in the race because they're back in the pack. They're not trying to win the race. Her brother calls her from the finish line and says, stop running. And the kid said, did something happen in New York? People always assume it's something in New York. And then they started getting herded back towards Fenway Park and Kenmore Square. So instead of running toward the finish line, which is this great triumph for these runners, they're moving in the other direction yesterday because of these bombings.
It's incredibly heartbreaking. Mike Lupica, it's always great to have your perspective. I know this is a city and an event that means a lot to you. Thank you for being here.
On my way up this morning.
Mike Lupica, thank you.